And then, okay, welcome. Let me turn the music down just a little bit. How is everyone doing? While I wait for people to come onto the live, I'm gonna like some incense. I'm trying out some different music, but it might be a little bit too loud, low key. So let's see. I'm gonna turn it down just a little bit. Because I wanted to play the kind of music that I genuinely listen to when I'm painting, but it might be a little bit distracting now that I think about it. Also, you guys, I'm in pain. I'm in pain right now. I want nothing more than to be like laying horizontal with some tea in my hand and just like watching Teen Wolf. But you know, I have to show up and stuff, but it's okay. I'm gonna just play some chill lo-fi vibes. But hi Boma, welcome. So for those of y'all who are new to my channel, my name is Odemi Kesu, and I am an artist and a fashion designer. And every weekday at 3 p.m. I come on live and I paint. Sometimes I read from my book. Okay, let me show you guys. Sometimes I read from my book, Force of Nature. Sometimes I do lookbooks of my fashion design. So it kind of really just depends. But lately, I've been working on some wearable art pieces so y'all can have an idea of what to expect with my commissions when they launch. Also, if you see me put in actually like a little hot thing on my lower stomach, is because literally the cramps don't stop because you gotta go live. So yeah. the vibes of being a woman, honestly. But okay, let me check into the chat again. Hey Masmola, praise the Lord, hallelujah. Welcome, it's good to have you back. I hope you stick around. I know it's pretty late. Oh wait, actually it's kind of hot right now. I'm gonna let that cool down. But even that small something that I just did actually helped. Like, yeah, I don't even know. But okay, I'm gonna light some incense before we start painting. But before I do that, let me show y'all what the jeans are looking like. Ooh, so cute, so colorful, so artsy. I cannot wait to wear these. Yeah, I'm really excited. But like I said yesterday, I was just gonna finish them. I was thinking about finishing them off camera and then just starting the jacket on today's live, but I don't know, I feel like that would have been robbing the people who have been watching from the beginning of the project, like robbing y'all of the opportunity to see it get finished, so I'm not gonna do that. But I am gonna light some incense, set an intention. Okay, Masmola said it's 12:36 a.m. here in India. Oh my gosh, it's pretty late. Wow, that's a beautiful piece of art. Thank you, I appreciate that. I'm excited because I'm like, wow, I get to wear it, and I don't know, I think it's just gonna be pretty cool. So all I have to do for today is finish the lips, the eyes, and like add some stuff to some of the flowers, and then it will be finished. But okay, let's see. Dana Guadalupe says hi. Hi Dana, welcome. Welcome. I hope you subscribe. Everybody, I'm inviting y'all to take a moment to subscribe so you don't miss whenever I go live. This is a high vibrational space on the internet, if I do say so myself. I feel like we have some really good conversations. All of my artwork does have a deeper spiritual meaning. It's all inspired by just like my own sovereign, decolonized expressions of divine feminine energy as a Nigerian woman, specifically as an Ija and Ishikiri woman. And so, yeah. Hey Dana, thanks for chatting in the chat. So I'm gonna just, cleanse the energy a bit. And I'd say today's intention is perseverance and not giving up. Yesterday I had like a little momentary, not like existential crisis or anything, but like just reflecting, and I realized, you know, as an artist, I think a lot of artists, a lot of creative people right now are feeling the pressures of what's happening in the world. I'm gonna put this over here. And I've been feeling it too. But then I saw somebody respond to a comment I left on this guy's channel. I think his name is Fuzzy or something, but he does really cool videos geared towards creatives and towards artists, and they're just really inspirational and encouraging. So I think y'all should check him out. Like, let me verify his name. Let me see if I can pull it up. But that made me feel so much better. This comment, this person was like, you know, I applaud you for what you're doing. Never give up. And I was like, man, you're so right. You know, artists, we can't give up. But I think even seeing this week the death of one of my favorite musicians, D'Angelo, that was really sad. That was really sad. Hi, Sai. It's just us. LOL. Okay. Reading in the chat, Frank Alba says, who told you that you are an artist? Me. God. The galleries that have sold my work. I don't know like how else to answer that question. But yeah, welcome, Frank. Interesting question to ask. But yeah, that's how I know I'm an artist. From the people who buy my work, the galleries who show my work, me knowing that this is my gift and it's my talent. I've been doing this since I was a child. So, you know, I think it's just fun to continue to do that. Dana says, wow, that is ASF como you. Dana, I'm trying to understand what you're typing. Sai says, where are you from? I'm Nigerian American. So I'm born and raised in Atlanta, but my family immigrated from Nigeria. And I'm based in Atlanta, Georgia. Calm Music Productions, you are an amazing artist, I see. Thank you. Thanks so much. Okay, so without further ado, let's finish these jeans I've been painting. I'll stand up and show you guys real quick what they're looking like. But these are some high-rise jeans that I got from Abercrombie some years ago, and they're pretty dark. Like, I'll show you guys. Like, these are really dark jeans, but that's not really my vibe. So I wanted to make them more colorful because I feel like that's more reflective of my style. And also I wanted it to kind of be like this African woman goddess on the jeans because that's how I feel. Calm Music Production says, wow, I love, thank you. Sai says, interesting, what, my background? Is that what's interesting? Yeah, I mean, first gen life, you know, first gen reppin'. Sai says, you are the most normal person in these feeds. Thank you, I appreciate that. I don't know, like, what are people usually like on live? I just started going live like 2 weeks ago, and what inspired me to do so was a couple of things. Loneliness, because being an artist, like just working in my studio all the time, does get kind of lonely, and I was like, dang, I kind of want to share this experience with other people and see what kind of, you know, community I can create or attract with my art. And also I felt that sometimes gallery shows and stuff like that, it's not as accessible, because if people don't live in the city where I'm doing a show, then like they can only experience me and my art virtually. But I feel like this is a more personable, yeah, way to engage with people. Sai says, your art is good. Thank you. Come to Texas, LOL. Yo, so I actually did, I was just talking about my book. Where did I put it? I actually did my first book signing event in Dallas, Texas at this bookshop called Poets Bookshop. I think it was in Bishop Arts in Dallas, but this is my book, Force of Nature. It's on Amazon, Walmart, Barnes & Noble, Nook. Like, if you're in Europe, Waterstones. I don't know, just Google it. You'll see, like, different bookstores carrying it. But I love Dallas. Like, I would deadass live in Texas. There's a few things, though. I don't know if I would raise children in Texas. I don't have kids, but like sometimes, you know, as you get older, like you're like, would I like get married and have kids in that state? I don't know. But I would totally live in Dallas. California too says call music production. Yo, so I spent some time in San Diego, like a couple of months. If the IRS is watching, I was not a resident. I was not there long enough to pay taxes, but I was in San Diego for a hot minute and I really liked it. I would love to live in California again. Okay, let's see. Sai says Force of Nature, we'll check it out. Thank you. Actually, before I start painting, let me just put some stuff in the chat. I'll link my book and then I'll also put the link to my website. So I sell all of my prints and stuff on my company website, where I also sell my original fashion designs. And yeah, I will be launching the wearable art commissions on my site as well. Hold on. I just have to like take care of all of that stuff. Okay, Sai says I'm in Lubbock. Where is that? Or is it Lubbock? How do you pronounce that? And where are y'all from? Like, are y'all American, first gen like me? Like, I'm very curious. Okay, let me go to my live chat so that I can put the info. So, okay, so Lubbock is West Texas. Okay, cool, that's pretty dope. I feel like the US is so vast and there's so many places I want to travel to in the United States. And yeah, like I know patriotism is kind of divisive right now, but I love being American. Like, I'm not gonna lie, like I love the fact that there's just so many opportunities here, and I hope it stays that way. I want it to stay that way. I wish being an artist were a little bit easier in the US, but I think like it's so cool that we have such diversity in like just like the types of people you meet in America, because I've been to countries where it's really homogenous and like you don't really meet too many different types of people. But I also like that like you can go to California and it feels in some places like you're literally in Portugal, like in terms of just the landscape and the terrain. And you can go to Texas and like see a rodeo show or something, and then you can be in Georgia where I am and it's like a completely different vibe. So I think it's just, I think it's really cool. Like we have some cool things going for us over here, but I want to use my art to explore more of America. So yeah, but let me put my book, I'll put the Amazon link for you to check it out. Sai. Let's see. Okay, so I don't know if I can pin 2 different comments. I wonder if that's possible. Oh, so Sai says I was stationed at Fort Stewart, Georgia for 10 years. Oh wow, thank you for your service. Thank you for your service. Stationed, like were you in the military? Because I have a friend from college who was stationed in Georgia briefly, but I can't remember where. I don't know too much about any of that stuff. Okay, I'm putting the chat, the link to my book. Link to order my book. I'm such a bad multitasker. Of nature. Okay. So I just put that in the chat, and let me see if I can pin it. Okay, so I'm also going to put the link to shop my artwork in the chat as well, but I'm gonna see if I can pin both of them. So let's see. How's everyone's Friday going? I have like no super exciting plans for this weekend. I'm probably just gonna chill. Last weekend was my birthday, so I was out and about, but I think I'm gonna like update my business plan this weekend, go to the library, finish up my magazine, which I'm launching an e-magazine this month. It'll be the November issue, but you know how it goes, like you launch it the month before. So I think I'm gonna just like work on some of that stuff, go to a coffee shop, go to the library, and yeah. And that's very exciting for me. Okay, so I'm gonna put my website as well. And then get started on the painting for today. Oh my goodness, it's not, okay. Oh my goodness, okay, I promise I'm about to start painting. I just like wanna do all of this stuff so I don't forget. Okay, let me see if I can pin both of them. Okay, that will have to do. That will have to do for now. Okay, so as I showed earlier, this is what it's looking like so far. I just love how colorful everything is. So I really just have to finish a couple of things, like just adding some details. So I'm going to use some watercolors to do that. And I think what I'll do is I'll mix a bit of purple and pink. Yeah. I think so far, like it's been, I think this has been maybe my second or third week going live. And I'm really excited. Like I feel like I've seen my channel grow, and I'm trying not to be too hard on myself for it to grow at a certain rate. Because, you know, like social media makes us feel like if you're not growing rapidly or you don't have like thousands of people tuning in, as soon as you start, you're doing something wrong. But I think that I'm learning to celebrate consistency. The fact that I can be consistent and keep showing up even when it's a little bit difficult to, I think that makes me feel really good about my art practice. So yeah, I'm gonna keep doing this. But we are closer to 1,000 subscribers. That's kind of why I even started going live. I was like, I wonder if I'll be able to meet or reach more people by going live. So yeah, I think it's working. Oh, I want to say it is. Okay, so I'm going to use some watercolor, even though it's a little bit darker than I wanted it to be. Let me see if I can mix it with some white. I don't even know. I have all of my my paint here. Okay. So how I've been painting on these jeans is pretty much I've been mixing my paint. So I usually use Winsor & Newton and Liquitex paint. Very high quality paint, if you ask me. Like, I just prefer working with those brands. I think they're owned by the same company, actually. And then I mix it with Liquitex fabric medium. So for all of my painted commissions, like when they launch, people have kind of asked how can they care for the clothing that is painted. And I recommend hand wash cold. The paint will not come off because it is mixed with the fabric medium, so you don't have to worry about that. But yeah, hand wash cold. And what else? Or you can spot clean. That's also an option as well. So I hope that answers. If you're vibing with how this is looking like and you're like, oh my gosh, wait, I want one, then very soon you'll be able to. So I'm gonna just add some paint down here. Yeah, today is just a pretty chill day. I'll probably stop at around, I'll probably hop off live at around like 5 p.m. Yeah, because I need to rest a little bit. I might need to get me a nice little bottle of wine. I don't know. what a week it has been. But okay, so this is what this flower is looking like now. And I think I'm gonna leave that as such. And then I'm gonna just add some detail here on this flower up here. Okay. I wonder if you guys can see. Yeah, you guys can see. The chat was just obscuring the view. But after I finish this, I'm going to get started on the leather jacket that I showed y'all yesterday. But if you weren't on live yesterday, then I'm going to just show what it's looking like. Although I'm kind of curious as to how I'm going to draw the initial sketch of the design on the leather jacket though. So I'll figure it out. Okay. Okay, I'm liking how this is turning out so far. If you're just tuning in, welcome. I'm just painting, well, I'm finishing up some jeans that I was painting. And this is what they're looking like. But I'm just adding some final details and like making it look a little bit more dynamic around the flowers. Because I want, when I wear this, I want it to really stop people in their tracks, and I want them to be like, whoa, where did you get those? Like, and I can be like, I made them. My favorite thing to say as a budding fashion designer, like, yeah. But I really just honestly can't wait until when all this tariff something calms down a little bit, and it's like a little bit more straightforward for me to order my fabric with my artwork patterns printed on them. I'm really excited about that. Okay, so this is what that flower is looking like so far. I do think adding the detail definitely added more dimension. But if you're new, welcome. Thanks for tuning in. Be sure to give this live a like. It does help my channel grow, and it helps YouTube know that, okay, people do actually vibe with me and my artwork. But I'm Odemi Pesu. I own an art and fashion company called Alaere Lifestyle. So I just come on live and share behind the scenes of my creative process, which I think is really important to do now that, you know, people are lying and using AI saying that they made stuff, and it's like, no, you didn't. But also, unpopular opinion, I think it's very easy to spot AI art, but I also do think, like, as time goes on, people are going to be craving human art and human creativity, because I think, you know, everything has an equal and opposite reaction, you know what I'm saying? And I think, like, this pendulum that has swung so far to the side where people are like, oh, robots can do everything, robots can do this. I think people are craving that human component of creative expression, because the whole point to me of being an artist is kind of reflecting the human condition through my own unique perspective. And when that part is missing, when that part is removed from the creative process, then what are we consuming? Like, what are we even engaging with at that point? You know? Just some thoughts. Because I'm even noticing this in some of the tech advertising now. I remember there was an advertisement that Apple did that caused a huge uproar, where basically they had this machine I wonder if y'all remember. I mean, it caused an uproar in the artistic community. But there was this huge machine crunching down pianos, books, like instruments, everything into a phone. And people got really pissed about it. And because they interpreted it as saying, like, oh, you don't need these things, just use an iPhone or just use an iPad. And I saw a recent Apple advertisement yesterday that was the complete opposite, that I think is reflecting this desire for human creativity. Basically, it was just saying, oh, keep creating. It was showing human beings like making art and stuff like that. And I just thought it was so interesting because I was like, this is literally the opposite of the messaging y'all were pushing before. So I do think there is this subtle backlash to AI and everything that is building up, and corporations are picking up on it. So yeah, just very interesting if you ask me. Okay, so let me put some detail here on the earrings. I feel like sometimes putting the finishing touches can be the hardest part. Okay, that's looking cute. That's looking cute. Okay, so this is what it's looking like so far. I think like I may not put too much detail on every single part on all the flowers, because I don't want it to be like, whoa, overwhelming, but still bright enough. But I like how it's looking though. If you are just tuning in, hey, welcome. Let me know in the chat where you're watching from. I'm just here painting in my studio. I'm trying to like be engaging, but I'm at the point where I'm adding details to this, and so if I'm like super in the zone, I will see if something pops up in the chat and I'll make sure I respond and stuff. But hey, I'm so happy to have y'all here. It makes me feel really good to be able to share the behind the scenes of my creative practice as an artist and as a fashion designer. So yeah, welcome, welcome. I hope you subscribe so that you don't miss when I go live every weekday at 3 p.m. Eastern Time. Okay, so I'm making some good progress because I really want to start painting something else today. So I think we're almost done with this. Yay! Okay, just making sure I'm not missing anything. I'm so excited to model these jeans though, and like style them and everything. I think that's gonna be super cute. Also, y'all, if you do enjoy my channel, make sure to share it with people you know who you think would vibe with the arts and all of that, because we're so close to 1,000. Like we're at, I think, 701 right now, and that makes me really happy. So definitely keep subscribing, keep showing up. It makes me happy. Oh no. Yikes. I just realized one of my markers is dried out. Or, hold on. Well, you know what? I don't think so. Let me just double check. Okay. Woo! That was about to scare me because paint markers are not cheap. Okay, I'm trying to see if there's a marker I can use in here for the eyes. So for her eyes on this lady on here, I wasn't sure what color to make them, but I'm gonna use some markers for her lips though. Just to make them a little bit more precise, and then I'll show you guys what it's looking like. Just give me 1 sec. Okay, yay! It's looking pretty cute. I'm about to show y'all what it's looking like. Okay. I wish that these markers were a little bit more of a fine tip, but we move, it's okay. What can you do? All right, so in terms of her eyes though, ow. I'm still trying to think. Also, if you're wondering, so these are Posca markers. They're pretty popular, like in terms of if you want to doodle on your clothes and stuff, I would recommend these markers, but you do have to push them down to make the paint come out. So that's the only part that can be a little like, oh, okay. But I think they're good quality. So I'm just using these to draw in the eyes. And I'll show you guys what it's looking like. I'm telling you, this is like, oh my gosh, I don't want to mess up anything, but I guess that's the risk one must take. I'm gonna show you guys what it's looking like now. Okay. Yay! So not exactly done just yet. I'm gonna let some of this dry, but I do wanna kind of go in on the eyes a little bit. I wonder if I have a purple version of this. Or maybe I might use green. Don't forget to like the live and follow, or no, not follow, subscribe to my channel. I do go live every weekday at 3 p.m. I feel like we have a good time over here. Okay, so I just added a risky. I took a risk here, so hopefully I like how it looks when all is said and done. I mean, technically, I guess I can paint over it, but I don't want to do that if I don't like it. I'm looking at it, I'm just like, I don't even know, like, I'm really winging this. But I'm also liking how it's looking. This reminds me of when I used to just doodle, like freestyle doodle in school. I swear I was a good student, I was. But I would get so bored sometimes in class. So I would just start like painting. And then I would just make all of these doodles and stuff for my friends to put on the cover of their binders. I know, so retro, which I don't know if I'm aging myself by saying that, but like, yeah, that was a good time. Now, do kids even use binders? Do kids even doodle anymore? I don't even know. They just be on that damn phone, the iPads. Okay, so I'm going to details here. And I don't know, okay, I'm about to show you guys. I don't know if I should, this is what it's looking like. I kind of want to add some lashes, but I don't know if it's, yeah. Come on, see, oh God. When I took it up to show y'all, some of the paint dripped down. So let's see if I can fix that. That's fine. I'll improvise. I will improvise and fix it. Okay, so I guess what we'll do here is add some new petals then to this flower. Unexpected, but it is what it is. Oh gosh, okay. Let me fix this so it looks like that was intentional. I don't even know. Let's see. Okay, I think it looks okay. Even though, like, that definitely took me off guard. I didn't know that these paint markers would make it drip a little. Oops. Oopsie. I still want to show y'all, but I don't want it to like drip and stuff, but it's okay. Let me just leave it before I get annoyed. But what I am gonna do, I'm going to use some of the markers up here as well to add. Ooh, this is so cute. This is actually really cute. I'm liking how this is looking. And then in a minute I will show y'all. Yay! Okay, so I'm adding some lashes now. I'll show y'all in a minute. I just don't want it to drip down again like it just did before. Oops, oops, oops. Okay, paint markers. Wow, I didn't realize they would be this complicated to use. But it's okay. Okay. So last thing I'm gonna do is kind of fix up the lips a little bit. I feel like they look just a little bit weird, just a little bit. So I'm going to use just like a tiny bit of paint. And then we're gonna get started on the jacket. So I'm gonna put it on and show y'all what it's looking like, and then show y'all or explain what is gonna be added to it, like what I'm gonna add to it. But just, you know, like I said, finishing up these jeans. We've been working on them for the last couple of weeks, honestly maybe like 3 weeks, because first I had to like do the underpainting. This is kind of like painting a real canvas, low key. So I had to do that underpainting first, and then I had to sketch over the underpainting, and then I had to start painting. And so today what I'm doing is I'm just adding some details, some like, you know, finishing touches. But that's honestly the part that takes the longest, if you ask me, because you don't want to like mess anything up, but the details, you want to be like really precise. So that's when I bring out the big guns. The really, really tiny, like I actually even have like a tinier one. Hold on, I'll show you guys. This is a brush I use for like super duper tiny details. So it's getting real right now. But I want it to look exactly how I want it to look. So yeah, I'm about to lift it up and show y'all. It's just I had a mini incident just now where I lifted it up to show you, but then the paint started dripping and I didn't realize it was that runny because the acrylic paint isn't like that, but I guess the paint markers are a little bit runny. So I said, no, it's okay. Let me just take it easy. But if you are enjoying, don't forget to like and subscribe so you don't miss. I do go live every weekday at 3 p.m. And if you check the chat, the pinned comment is a link to my website, www.AlaereLifestyle.com. You can buy original prints, giclée prints. So there are these archival quality prints that you can hang in your home if you want to have a little bit of my artistic magic present in your space. So definitely check that out. Okay, I need to like get a little bit more paint now that I think about it. So yeah, but actually let me pause real quick while that dries. But yeah, like I sell all of my artwork on my website. You can check it out in the pinned comment. So these are just some examples. Sorry, like the selfie light is reflecting. But this one is called Rivers Girl. And I want to say that this is in the size 18 by 24, I think. Yeah, I think so. And then here is another print of mine called Feeling Free. This is also available on my website, so check it out. And I also have I have a couple of other ones. Let me stand up and show you guys. So I have a few other ones as well. So this one is called Force of Nature. It's the same print that's on the cover of my book, Force of Nature. And then I'll show you the last one I have, like just sitting over here. Harvesters of Love and Light. So all of my prints are limited edition. So when they are gone, they're gone. And I want to say there's like 187 of each print in different sizes and stuff like that. So they ship framed. There's an option to buy unframed. Oops, I'm like trying to reorganize these. But yeah, there's an option to buy them unframed. So yeah, I definitely encourage y'all to check those out. S'il vous plaît. Okay, but let's get back. I feel like this should be dry by now, so I think I can show y'all now. So this is what it's looking like. I'm really vibing with it. I'm definitely vibing with the vibe. Probably gonna put a little bit more of that green around, but yeah. Okay, so right now I'm just fixing, hold on, I'm gonna add some glue up here. Right now I'm just fixing her lips because they were looking a little somehow. So I'm gonna just fix those up and then we'll get started on the jacket, which I'm really excited about. Let's see. Now I'm like, oh wait, I can add this, I can add that. Hold on. I'm getting excited now. Oh wait, hold on. Let me get more paint out. This is the part, what I'm working on right now is the part where it started getting a little runny, so I had to improvise a little bit. I'm glad it did not mess up the other flower. I would have shed a tear, probably. A tiny one, but I would have cried like, oh my gosh, that would have been a whole nother thing. And I'm really ready to just be finished with this project today. ASAP, no Rocky. All right, so now let me just go back to the lips. For some reason, this is not showing up as dark as I would like, so that's just a little bit annoying. I'm not exactly sure why, but it might have to do with the amount of fabric medium that I'm putting in it. I have a feeling it might be like thinning it a little bit, so yeah, I'm gonna fix that. But I'll just put like maybe just a dot, so that way it doesn't get too thin, but we'll see. We'll see how it turns out. But to those of y'all just joining in, welcome, welcome, welcome. On Fridays, I paint and chill in my art studio. So this week I've been live painting every single day because I am launching my wearable art commissions this month. And so I want to be able to show y'all examples of what you can commission from me. And so I felt like it would be a cool thing to invite y'all behind the scenes of the process, especially because I don't think everyone understands how long it takes to work on certain things when painting. So I think that this is just a good way to not only engage with my community and invite new people to join the community, but also to kind of have a visual archive for myself to know how long certain projects take, and to also just, you know, see my evolution as an artist. I feel like live painting obviously is something that I'm just now starting to do. So yeah, I think it'll be really cool to look back a year from now and be like, whoa, my painting style has evolved in XYZ way, or wow, I remember when I was really into that color palette and this has changed. So yeah, this is just also like, it's for me, it's for you, it's for all of us to be able to kind of look back and appreciate where I was as an artist at this time. Okay, I'm not gonna lie, the lips are giving me a little bit of trepidation because I'm like, this is not exactly how I wanted it to look, but I'm trying my best. It's really the paintbrushes are being a little iffy right now. But I'm trying. I'll show you guys what it's looking like once I stop. Let me change the music a little bit. Okay. I did not want the lips to look janky, but I feel like they're just not looking exactly how I want them to. And I keep changing the paintbrush, but it's like, I don't know. That's what I said earlier. Like, I think I said that earlier this week. Painting denim is not super duper challenging, but just a little bit, in the sense that it's not as smooth as canvas, obviously, even though that's why I kind of like primed it a bit with paint and a medium before I started painting and sketching and everything. But it is a little bit difficult to paint smooth lines. So that's why I keep on going over the same places. But I am really happy with how it is turning out ultimately. I'm just a perfectionist. Okay, so let's try this paintbrush. Let's see. This one is looking better. Okay, let me check the chat. Okay, cool. I just want to make sure. But let me know in the chat if there's any other type of content you'd like to see from me. Like, I am so new to going live and stuff. I just felt, I said this a little bit earlier in the live, like, painting in my studio can be a little bit lonely. You know, it's a very solitary activity, and for the most part, it keeps me concentrated on what I'm working on, which is fine. But I think, you know, what I've learned to appreciate over these last couple of weeks is just being able to engage people that I don't even know in my creation process. Like, that's new to me and I really enjoy it. So feel free to hop in the chat. Let me know what you're doing, how you're feeling, where you're tuning in from. If you're an artist as well, like, I would love to know. Okay. Okay. I want to say this is for the most part finished. Just not yet. Wait, there's something else I need to add down here. Sometimes I feel like the hardest part about painting is knowing when to be like, okay, this part is done, it's enough. Because sometimes it can be easy to just keep going, and keep adding stuff. But I feel like maybe it's just kind of like a feeling. Like, how do you know when a painting is done? When it just feels like, okay, there's nothing more I could add to this that would enhance the painting. Like, I'm getting to that point slowly but surely. I just want to kind of go over some of the areas a little bit more, because I want it to be very vibrant. Just adding some dots. I love my dots and squiggly lines. Okay, and I'm gonna add a little bit of yellow down here as well. Oh, this is gonna be so dope. Like, I'm so excited to wear these jeans out, especially in Atlanta. I feel like one thing I can appreciate about Atlanta street fashion is that people are not really afraid to kind of just, you know, be their own vibe and like wear what they want to wear. Because I do think in some cities people conform a little bit to like what they think other people are wearing, and I'm not gonna lie, I do see a lot of unique fashion in Atlanta. So I'm using Posca markers, by the way. These are just a really fun addition to my art studio arsenal. It was a bit of a learning curve at first though, because I did not know that they would be so runny. but they're really vibrant, which I like. Okay, wait, let me stand up and look at this from like an aerial view, an aerial perspective. Okay. So I'm gonna add. I don't know, I just feel like something is missing. I don't know. Let's see. I'm gonna go over the squiggly again. But I'm not worried about it looking like super duper perfect per se, because obviously I'm a human. It's not gonna be like, I don't want it to look like it was a machine that made it. So I'm okay with it not looking like, oh, you know, every single line has to be exactly straight or whatever. But I want to say for the most part, I think I'm vibing with how these are looking. Yay! Yeah, I think I like this. Yay! All right, I'm giving it like one more look over. Like, is there anything else? I think I might need to just kind of go over her nose area one more time with a little bit more paint, because it looks like the underpainting area is showing a bit, but I'm vibing with these. I'm vibing. I am liking them. But then part of me is like, do I need to really go over it? I wish I had like a brown marker. That's the only thing. Let's see. If I add this and it looks crazy, I'm very upset. Because I'm like, I just don't want there to be like transparent spaces. Okay. Yeah, that's looking a little bit better. I'm gonna do it on her ears as well. Yay! I'm loving how these are looking. If you want to check out my original artwork and you just joined, be sure to visit my website, AlaereLifestyle.com. That's where you can buy all of my limited edition G-Clay print collections. And they ship to you framed and ready to hang. I also have unframed options as well. These are limited edition, so when they are gone, they're gone. And all work is created by me. But yeah, if you also are vibing with this vibe, subscribe. Okay. Let's see. I'm going to add I'm curious. I like low-key want to take a risk here, but I'm gonna do it anyways. And now that I've done it, I'm happy that I did it. I'm adding like another outline to this flower, just to make it more prominent and integrated with her hair. Yeah. This is really connecting me to my inner child right now. Major inner child healing, which is why I'm such a proponent for, you know, artistic outlets for adults. Like, I think more grown-ups, we need to spend time. I mean, luckily this is my job, in my profession. But I think, when I talk to people and they're like, like let's say I go out to a bar or something and I'm talking to someone that I just met there and we talk about life and, get into some existential conversations. A lot of times I meet people who were so artistic as children and they feel like really disconnected from that part of themselves, maybe because their chosen profession just doesn't align. And I always try to make it a point to encourage people when I meet them to, stay connected to that inner child because it really matters. I think if more people were connected to their inner child in a healthier way, not in the petty ways that we see on the internet, I think, we would have a better world. I think a lot of people just have like really repressed creative energy and they don't know how to express it. And so it comes out as anger or it comes out as like envy or jealousy or animosity. When really they just needed to pick up a paintbrush or some color pencils or some watercolors and express that. Because that's why you see, even in, I'm pretty sure there's psychological and behavioral psychology studies on the impact of art for kids with behavioral issues. And so don't sleep on that as adults. Okay. I want to say this is finished. I don't think there's anything else I'd like to add. Yay! Okay, I like how these look. So this is the finished product. So these are the jeans. Super cute. So even though I'm not going to be selling these, I mean, unless I get an inquiry and someone's like, I want those jeans. It's just that they're pre-loved and like I wouldn't call them vintage. Like these are just some Abercrombie jeans that I bought in 2021. And I was like, okay, let me paint them and also be able to like use them as an example of what you can commission from me, some wearable art pieces. But I will be sourcing some cool like vintage pieces and painting those and having those as like ready to wear pieces, not commission. Just like if you see it on my site and you're like, I want those, you can buy them. But these are for me. Unless I get an offer I cannot refuse. So let's see, let's stand up. Wait, hold on, let me make sure nothing is dripping. Because that's what I wanted to do last time. Okay. But yeah, let's see, let me bring it into the frame. Super cute. These are really cute. Like I'm really happy with how they look. So I'm gonna give them a few days to fully dry, and then I'm going to wear them and show you guys how I'm gonna style them. But I think that these would go really cute with some of my bag designs in my fashion line. So I have some leather handmade hobo bags, 100% Napa leather, and they're handmade in London with my artwork on them, but like just like, ombre gradients that I painted. And I kind of wanted them to feel like aura bags, like they lift your vibration a bit when you wear them, because I think wearing too much black, wearing too many dark colors can actually bring down your aura, if you ask me. So yeah, okay, so these are cute. I'm going to, where do I want to put these? I think I'm going to, okay, let me, because I don't want to be out of the frame for too long. Let me leave them here and then I'll just switch places with the jacket. Okay, so this is what we're about to get started on. This will probably be a more challenging project because of or maybe not challenging, it'll just be a different vibe, but I'm going to be painting these, and so I'm trying to decide if I want to paint the sleeves first, like start with the sleeves. I don't even know, like we're going to do it together. But let me show you guys what this jacket looks like. and just kind of give you guys an idea of how it's gonna be. How it's gonna be. Okay. So this is the jacket. It's like a faux leather trench. It's really cute. I actually do like this jacket. I don't know, like I got kind of bored of wearing it because I just felt like it was too plain. But I got this from Nasty Gal, and yeah, so this is just an idea of what it's looking like. But I want to paint like a red moon and koi fish yin yang thing going on the back. And so I'm thinking that the back will be like a red, I don't want to say red, white, blue, but like it's given patriotic. That's not really like the vibe. I mean, not that I'm anti-America or anything, but like I'm not necessarily picking those colors for it to look patriotic. But I want it to definitely be like red, white, blue, like some violet, some pink, some white, some gray. So we'll be doing that. I don't think I'm gonna have to like underpaint this, but we'll see. I'm also curious like if I need to varnish. I don't even varnish it. I don't think so. Hold on, let me Google, because I want to make sure I don't have to like add anything else. Oh no, a mosquito is trying to get into my window. Okay, let's see. And then I'm also going to look up some koi fish designs that I'm going to put. So I'm also like debating whether or not I want to draw like some koi fish on the sleeves as well, or just keep it on the back and like have this kind of be. So for an example, this is some artwork that I did, and I really like the wavy details that I did down here, so I'm thinking maybe I might do that on the sleeves. But one step at a time, so I don't want to like mess this up. Let's see. Do you need to varnish painted jeans when you use fabric medium? Okay, that's what I'll type in. Let's see. Yay. Okay, so let's see what it says. No, you don't need to varnish painted jeans if you use fabric medium. It doesn't need a sealant. A final varnish is not needed. Okay, so I guess, yeah, it's what I thought. I'm just gonna like let everything dry, and then I'll heat set it. So I'll just like, I'll probably do that, not online. But I'll just like, use parchment paper on top and then press it with heat. And yeah. And so if you do get, oh gosh, I need to take this off, it's a little hot. If you do get some wearable art commissions from me, you can wash them, hand wash cold, or gentle cycle. So I'm gonna play around with my jeans and just kind of see, how do I like it, like when I hand wash them and stuff like that. And then I'll update the care instructions as necessary. Okay, so I'll put those down here. Ooh, but there's one more piece that I actually think I need to go over. Now that I'm looking at it in a different light down here, I'm such a perfectionist. Oh my gosh. Okay, wait. I'll show you guys. The last place that is looking a little wonky is right here. So I'm just gonna go over that one more time. I did mention this though yesterday. I was like, why is the purple not being super opaque? Okay, so let me go ahead and do that. This music right now it's giving me Cheetah Girls. Okay. So yeah, I'll just do that real quick, and then I think it'll be good to go. Although it's not looking super dark. Yikes. But then after I finish that part, I'll put these aside and we'll get started on the jacket. I'm a little nervous. Like, not me sitting on it. I've never painted this type of material. So I think I'm gonna start on the sleeves and then like get to the back. Because I think for the back, I want to have some time to sketch out what I want it to look like. But then part of me is like, don't be a wuss, okay? Just go for it. So we shall see. But okay, let me add some paint medium. Thanks to those of y'all who are chilling with me right now. Make sure you subscribe and give the live a like if you're enjoying it. I'm happy to have you here. Someone said you're the most normal person I've seen on these lives. And I'm like, what do people be doing on live? Like, what are people out here doing? I'm scared. Okay. Yeah, this looks a lot better. Now that I've gone over that place that was looking a little bit transparent, it looks a lot better. Only thing is now I have all this purple paint. Okay, I have to paint this really slowly. Okay. Like, I'm telling y'all, it's so hard to paint like super straight lines on denim. Okay. I think it's going well though. I feel like I'm always like holding my breath, like, don't shake, don't shake. All right. It's always so interesting for me watching some of these lives back, and like, that's what I look like when I'm painting. Like, I feel like I look so serious. Okay. Yay! Whoop, whoop, whoop. Okay. Now I'm just like, dang, what am I gonna do with the rest of this purple paint? Let me see if I can add it anywhere else. Because I definitely don't want to waste it. But I mean, I have purple down here. So maybe I could just like use it a little bit down here. Because like, this is how much purple paint I have left right here. And I mean, I guess I could just, I don't know, let me show you guys. But part of me is like, maybe I should just put it on that whole section. Maybe that's what I'll do. Because I kind of like, you can't really see, or maybe you can, but this is a different purple than that. But I'm like, let me just do all of it in one section because I don't really want to mess up the composition I already got going on. But thanks to those of y'all who are joining in on the live today. I'm happy to have you here. Make sure you subscribe. I go live every day, or every weekday, not the weekends, at 3 p.m. Eastern time. It's just a fun way for me to like share my creative journey with people who are interested. So, you know, hop in, hop on the live and stay a little bit, you know, tell your friends, tell a friend to tell a friend. But oh my gosh, painting really must be so healing, because when I started, I was cramping. Oh my god, like I felt so icky. And now I'm feeling a lot better. So, mwah, shout out to y'all. Okay. Okay. This looks a lot better, actually. These jeans look really cool. Like, I just feel like I love wearing stuff that makes me feel super unique and makes me stand out a bit, you know? So I think these look really dope. Okay. I'm totally gonna wear them. I have this, so I mentioned this yesterday. I'm an influencer for the National Civil and Human Rights Museum in Atlanta, and they have an event for those of us who are part of their Creators for Change program. And I'm just really excited. I'm totally gonna wear these. I'm gonna wear these. And I'm gonna share some content with you guys of if you're in Atlanta or thinking about visiting Atlanta, Georgia anytime soon. They've added so many really cool exhibitions and immersive things that you can do to learn more about the history of civil and human rights in the United States, and also Atlanta, which a lot of people view as the birthplace of, you know, civil rights, the civil rights movement, because of MLK being from here and stuff like that. And so I do think it's going to be really cool to be a part of that initiative, and I'm excited, but I'm definitely like, well, what are we wearing though? So I'm going to be wearing this to the first influencer event that I go to, and I'll try to get some like cool content. I mean, I kind of have to, it's part of the contract, but I'll get some cool content of like the museum and stuff. But yeah, I'm excited to wear these around and get some clients, get some people who also want some. But yeah, I think next week I might also go looking for some vintage pieces to paint and like put as ready to wear options, just in case people may not like want to commission a piece. I know sometimes that might stress people out, so it's like easier to already see something and be like, I want that, and it's already there. But yeah, in the coming days I'll just be painting the jacket that I showed you guys, which I'm gonna start on this live. We've got like a little over half an hour left, and I'll start painting that, and then I'll also be painting let's see, a couple of leather bags I have from Kate Spade that I haven't worn them in a while. And then let me see what else I got going on here. Oh yeah, a pair of leather shoes. I will also be painting those. So pants, jacket, bags, shoes. And y'all will be able to commission all of those. But I just think this is gonna be really fun, especially like as I design more pieces for my fashion line, and like work with the supplier to really get my artwork on the fabrics in a way that I want. But that is such a process, and I'm like, okay, yeah, that's great and all, but like I want to be working with textiles and apparel now. I don't want to like have to wait to develop the samples and work with the seamstress and there's only so much that I can sew on my own. Like if you go and check out some of like my older videos and older shorts, you'll see, you know, me sewing and showing like what I've sewn. But I think that there's something fun about taking brands that I genuinely vibe with. Like these are Abercrombie jeans. I love Abercrombie jeans. Like I think that they're really good quality, and I think like it's cool to be able to enhance them a bit with my art. Okay, so I think this section is good to go. Just want to make sure those lines are not wonky. Okay. All right, I think that they're looking pretty good. Now we can set them to the side. They're really a work of art. Like that's crazy to me. Okay, so let me set these over here and let them dry for a little bit. Oh, that's cute. These are really cute. Okay, so I'm gonna put those over there. I don't want to mess them up. Okay, now time for the newer project. Oh my gosh, I was scared. As you know, I'm not scared. God does not give me the spirit of fear, but I'm just like, whoa. So maybe I'll just start with like tiny pieces and then kind of underpaint and see how I want it to be. Now I'm like, how do I want to do this? To Pinterest I go. Okay, let's see. Red, white, and blue leather jacket. But I also don't want it to be like, I don't want it to clash with the general color of the jacket. If you're just tuning in, we just finished the jeans. So I'm like, this is pretty much a blank canvas. Like, I'm like, whoa, where do I even begin? Part of me wants to start on the sleeves, but then part of me is like, ooh, let me start on this area on the front of the jacket. I know I want red prominently, but I'm also kind of like, I feel like green would look really good on this color of jacket. So how about let's start with that. Let's pull out some, I'm like just rumbling through all of my paint. I have some red paint, but I'm like, oh, I hope it didn't fall. Okay, here it is. So I feel like red would look good. Let's look. Like a red violet. So maybe red mixed with this. Now this part is almost finished. So yeah, I don't know. I'm like, let me not rely too much on this red. Because my initial idea was kind of like a red moon and then like a koi fish design on the back. But I kind of want to, I don't know, maybe go for something different, because now I'm looking at how this green looks and I'm like, this looks really cool. So that's why I'm about to go on Pinterest and see, because this happens all the time. I'll think, oh yeah, I want a painting to look a certain way, and then I start it and I'm like, ooh, actually I want to do a different color palette. So ooh, my Pinterest is dope. Like, I'm just scrolling through my Pinterest board and I'm like, wait, let me remember. I am on live right now, but I'm just seeing so many cute things that are really inspirational. Okay, so I'm thinking like green also, or not green, purple would also look really good on here. Like, I'm just like kind of stacking different colors that would look cool on this color. So I'm like, maybe not the koi fish design, and maybe I could just do like an abstract design instead, and then save the koi fish type of vibe for like a bag. I don't know. Because now I'm seeing like really cool abstract stuff on Pinterest, and I'm like, wait, this looks really dope. Like, I don't know. Okay, pause. Let me see. Koi fish moon painting. Let's see what comes up. So I'll show you guys what I have been thinking. Let me unplug this. Ooh, also. So I was originally thinking, sorry, like my phone is plugged up. So I was originally thinking something like that for the back. Okay, let me go ahead and save that. I think that looks really cool. I feel like that would still vibe, but maybe I could just do it on a green instead of blue like it is on there. Maybe I could just have it be green, because I like this green a lot, and I mean from the looks of it, I haven't used it too much, and I feel like the red and the pink would really, like the magenta, the red, the pink would really pop on it. Okay, so I'm going to take a screenshot of this and then also make sure that I save it. I'm like trying to visualize, because I don't really want to use glue on this, but I do have another glue, y'all. Maybe I could do like a blue-green type of situation, like mix these colors. Y'all are literally seeing a Libra make a decision in real time. I like, when it comes to starting paintings, this is why it's interesting for me to go live and share this process in real time, because I will go back and forth, and yeah, but usually I don't have to explain myself. So I'm like just kind of talking through my decisions. I hope y'all don't find that annoying, but hey, I gotta say something on the live, right? Okay, so I'm thinking I'll mix these and go from there. So originally I wanted to start with the sleeves, but now I'm kind of thinking, let me just go ahead and start on the back, because I'll show you guys the back. It has like a kind of demarcation down the middle, so I think that should be good. Okay, so let me clean up my space a little bit, clear this out. We're starting a new project, yay! Okay, so let me move some of this stuff away. I'm looking at my jeans over here. I'm like, oh my God, they look so cute. No, I mean, obviously now I'm looking again. I'm like, oh man, I want to like change some stuff, but then I'm also kind of like, maybe just leave it alone. Because there's always so many things you can add to a work of art. So sometimes you just have to know when to just say, c'est fini is okay. All right, I don't know why this is not closing. Alrighty. So hey, if you're just tuning in, I'm just like clearing out my space. We're about to start a new project, so I'm excited about that. I'm about to start painting this leather jacket, and I just want to make sure, I don't know, I have space to like work. Okay, so putting everything away. Yeah, actually, low key, I feel like because we're starting a new project, I should light more incense. Like, also I have my thinking bowl here. So a ceremonial beginning for this new project. I am calling in so much creativity, divine light to flow through me onto this wearable art canvas that I'm creating. Okay. Ooh, I love it. It always feels like one big, ceremony when I start a new project. Okay. And also I'm gonna light some more incense a little bit. So I'm still gonna be on for like the next half hour. So let's see, I'd say like my goal for the next half hour is to get this back part like just painted with the underpainting first, which will be the green. I just feel like this material is very slippery, so I don't want it to get warped. So I'm gonna have to use, I think, some paint tape, which I do have here. And then I have to get my yardstick, and yeah, mix up this paint a little bit. I want to make sure I have everything that I'll be using for the koi fish. I'll just put that under here to the side. I don't know exactly what I'll use to draw the lines, like what will show up on here. Yeah, no, this doesn't show up. Ooh. I don't know, I don't want to use ink, but I might have to. Let me see. I also have another fabric marker. Let me see if that will show up. Okay, so we'll use this fabric marker that I use when I'm sewing. And yeah. Oh, I'm so excited. I think this is gonna be super cute. Well, I hope so. It better be. But I mean, I knew that like when I did my closet clean out, when I did my closet clean out, I was like, I definitely want to turn this into something. So let me see. How am I gonna lay this so that it doesn't look weird? Okay. So much prep, man. This is the part people don't see. I'm still lighting my incense though. I just want to make sure. Okay. Because I don't have like a super big desk right now, which I am excited to eventually have like a bigger studio space, but you gotta do the best of what you got, right? So let's see. All right, I think this is good enough for now. Like, it just so much going on, but okay, let's do some incense for this new project. I'm just like a really spiritual person. I feel like every new painting that I do, every new project, I like to declare positivity over it, pray over what I'm doing, because yeah, like I want, everything I do to be a vessel through which God's love and light can flow. So yeah, like I just am just clearing the energy of self-doubt and negativity, but also like primarily self-doubt, because this is a very new endeavor for me. And I just pray that as I create these clothes and as I expand my fashion line, that it will bring glory to God through my life, that it will bring inspiration and love and light into the lives of people who are exposed to my work, who are exposed to my fashion line. I pray that God will use me as a vessel to raise the vibration of this earth through my art, through my fashion, through everything that I do. Amen. So yeah, there's a lot of great stuff in the works, and yeah, This jacket is just one of them. Okay, so let me put this away. Alrighty. We are going to just draw the lines now. So I'm thinking, painting jackets, I don't know. This is like, I might need to put like, I have a cardboard that maybe I might just pin it to make it flat. But I'll probably do that when I start painting the koi fish so it's not weird. But this is just the underpainting, so it's fine. So I think, let me just draw the lines. I'll make it like, I'd say maybe like around 18 inches for the height, because I do want it to be pretty prominent. Okay, let me stand up a little bit. But hey, if you're just joining in, I'm starting a new project. So that's why there's so much commotion, because I'm like, whoa, what am I doing? Okay, so actually let me mark how far away each side will be. Actually, I can't use this. I need a tinier ruler. Okay, so I think I'll mark how far everything will be away from each shoulder. So I think 1.5 inches away from each shoulder should be good. All right, so just mark that. And then mark it on this side too. I hope everybody's having a great day so far. Thanks for tuning in. I'm happy to have you here. Be sure to subscribe and give this love, or not love, give this live like so that I can signal to YouTube that, hey, push my lives to more people. Because ultimately I do want my art to reach a wider audience. That is the point of me even doing this, because, you know, sometimes I can be a little shy. I can. Let my sister tell it though. She doesn't believe that I'm ever shy, but I am sometimes. Okay, let's see. I don't know why underneath here is so ruffled. Okay, much better. So I'm also going to do this part first. Now we're really just chilling. Yeah, I'm definitely gonna have to pin it to a board or something to keep it flat. But I also don't want to like poke holes through the leather. I just don't want it to be like lopsided. Okay. Yeah, this is the boring part. This is definitely the boring part of painting, but I just like, if you're new to painting or anything like that, like working on textile art, there's never any shame in making sure that everything is set up how you want it to be. Okay. Okay, so I'm going to put, and this will just make sure I don't get paint elsewhere. Okay, so I'm just like marking out what the perimeter will be for the back of the jacket, and using painter's tape to do so. I've never painted on this type of material before, so I don't even know if this paint tape will stick, but we can try, right? Yeah, this material is like, I already knew, like, I was like, I know it's gonna be a little bit challenging to work with, but I'm intrigued because the material of this jacket is a little bit like flimsy, so it's not structured leather like some of my, I guess, like heavy duty leather jackets. So I think it'll be interesting to see. But I'm gonna try my best. Okay. Alright. I don't know, is this gonna stick? Like, it's not really sticking. Okay. Alright. Oh my goodness. Oh man, I really am working for real. Like, I'm like, dang, this is a little bit tricky. I wonder if they have like fabric tape that works well for this. I mean, this is gonna have to do. I just don't want it to start peeling. But that's okay. So hey, if you're just joining in, welcome. I am just mapping out the back of a jacket that I'm about to paint. And so right now I'm doing what is called an underpainting to map out the area that I'm going to paint the koi fish design on. I really wanted it to be like this bold, kind of wavy koi fish design on the back of this jacket, but right now I'm like trying to map out everything with painter's tape, but part of me is thinking like, I don't even know if this is worth it to do, like in terms of like putting down the tape, but it's kind of sticking, so I don't know. I just don't want to get paint on any other part if I can help it. That's the only thing. Because I have a feeling like once I put the paint, it's just gonna stick. Okay, so I did the top perimeter, and now I'm about to do the sides. Okay, so I'll probably, like I said, make it 18 inches tall. Let me make sure that this is, yeah, because at least even if the perimeters are not straight, my reasoning is that at least I can fix that with like a paint marker or something. But if I get paint on other parts of the jacket that I don't want it to, no painting over, like I can't just paint the jacket this color. Like, does it make sense? So, okay, is this straight? Yeah, this fabric, I don't know. It just keeps moving. It's like a slippery leather. Very interesting. But I got enough paint for days, or paint tape for days, so it's okay. Like, I'm just meaning to get the paint on it for this live, but it's okay. But on Monday we do the book club, so I'm like, oh, I'm not really paint on live until next Tuesday, so that's why I'm trying to get some on it today, just so y'all can see like the vision come to life before the weekend. But if anything, I'll just like record if I start painting after the live ends, because I am probably gonna go off live in like 15 minutes or so. So I'll just like post it on my shorts if I start painting today after the live on this, because this process that I'm doing right now is gonna take like a little minute, it seems. Because like I want it to be precise. I don't know if you can see it, but you'll start to see as I get a little bit further down. So if you're just running in, what I'm doing is I'm putting painter's tape around the perimeter, just so that my paint for the underpainting doesn't get onto any other part of the jacket, because that will annoy me. Right now has been that the material of this leather, I know shade, but it's like, this is definitely different from my other leather jackets, which is why I felt more comfortable experimenting on this as I like, you know, try out different ways to paint wearable art. I was like, let me just experiment on something that isn't like heavy duty leather. Like, I don't think I paid too much for this jacket. I got it from Nasty Gal. And Nasty Gal is a company, like the origin story is pretty cool. Sophia Amoroso started out buying vintage clothing that she would find, like really unique pieces. She would customize them, flip them, all of that, and then sell them for a profit. And that's how Nasty Gal started. And I definitely resonate with that, because I feel like, you know, as I make wearable art, as I develop my original line and stuff, I definitely resonate with her story and with her journey. So Sophia Amoroso, if you ever see this video, I'm a fan. I really am. Okay. Yay. See, I'm smiling because I can already see the vision. Like, I haven't even put paint on this jacket yet, but I'm like, yes, I see the vision. Okay, so I'm going to bring this down just a little bit more. Actually, see, right on time. Literally, it's like my selfie light knows when I'm like, it's time. It's almost time to go, girl. Because it's getting to that time. I'm about to hop off live. Probably get some dinner. I don't know. That's like my first season fixation. I never watched it when I was in high school. People my age, late 20s,